bitch. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, light card in the NHL, only 3 games, and none of them really appeal to me that much. So we'll see if we get to the NHL today. And then we get a decent sized card in the NBA as well. I believe we're starting with the NBA today. Because Tim, you got to head out in a little bit. So we'll touch on the no betting allowed first, and then we will get into the good stuff, the NHL. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And overall for me, it was another profitable day, up 1.6 units. So can't complain there. And the NCAA went 2-2, split out, but one of my losses was a money line sprinkle. Cleveland State minus 16.5 was a winner. Sad part about that game, Tim. So last time we got to fade IUPUI this season. IUPUI is done. That was their last game of the year. It's over for them.
Already got it.
And NIU plus 1.5 NIU money line losers there for me. And then closed out the day with Auburn beating the brakes off of Mizzou in Mizzou, cashing the 11.5 rather easily. There. In NBA, it started off poorly, but ended really well because it started off with Orlando, Charlotte over 207.5, which didn't even come close. It finished at 190, so that was a loser there. Boston, Cleveland over 215.5 came up short as well. Finished at 209, so that was a loser. Did get. And then I had the Knicks -3, the Knicks team total over. Both came up short, but the full game did go over because Atlanta put up 116.
What did you get on that?
I got a 215.5.
I got 216. I pushed. Okay.
Yep. So I got the win there. I got the over 215.5 with Brooklyn and Philadelphia. The game finished at 219. And then to close out the night in the NBA, Indiana team total over 120.5, full game over 245.5 came through. That game finished 137-120. So a big blowout win by the Pacers there as doggies on the road at Dallas. Nice little winners there. And the NHL went 5-3. My favorite play of the day did not come through, but we'll get into that in a second. Columbus team total over 2.5 was a winner, but the money line was a loser. Split out on that game. They lose 5-3 to Pittsburgh. I end up adding this play late, and I added the Panthers money line at -125. If anybody follows me on Cappit, they know I added the Panthers money line at -125. It's the best team in hockey, and to hell with the coaching bump when the coaching was not the only problem the Devils had. The problem with the Devils is not their coaching. It's that player that usually plays in between the pipes in front of the net that's supposed to
goalie.
The player that's supposed to stop pucks from going into the net.
He wasn't doing that.
No, the Devils do not do that this year. Their goaltender does not do their job. They let pucks go by them and into the back of the net, which is not okay.
That's not how you play the game.
Exactly. So as much as I wanted to back the coaching bump, the new coaching bump, no, I just couldn't. And I added the Panthers late, and it came through for me there. For that, how about this? The Montreal Canadiens go into Nashville and snap the 8-game winning streak. Plus 175 on the money line. You could have gotten to Montreal. I just had the team total over 2.5. So once they tied it up at 3, I was good. So that was a nice little winner. Then they win in overtime. Did you see the second goal scored by the Canadians last night?
I did not watch an ounce of hockey. I didn't watch any sports.
Fair.
So
I gotta find when you go over that recap, I gotta find that goal because that was some of the weirdest shit that I saw last night for a goal in that game, for the second goal for the Canadians. So I will have to find that goal here from last night, but we'll keep on recapping. Here we go. It's just a GIF, but here we go. Here's the video for it. So
it's fine. You just send it to me. I'll watch it after the show.
I wanted to show it off because I thought this is one of those goals.
I wouldn't show anything from NHL or anything because that could.
It's just a 6 second. Okay, fine. Never mind.
No, I just don't want. I don't want to.
He basically shoots the puck in to like dump and chase. It hits off the boards and goes right into the net. Because Saros was looking to play the puck from behind the net, it bounced weird off the side of the net, off the side of the glass, and went into the net. So that's what happened in that game there. And then my favorite game of the night split out on it. Coyotes only put up 2 goals against Soderblom, which really confused me there. So team total over 3.5 was a loser. The full game over 5.5 was a winner. I had the Sharks +2. They lose 7-6 in overtime. That was a winner there. Kings lose in overtime. Somebody knocked on my door. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, let's quickly go over what was on the site yesterday then, while Nick is completely gone. Yesterday on the site was a really good day, up 5.99 units. Columbus was a loser. I added UGA for college basketball minus the 2. They win 69, nice 66. Illinois was a loser, but Florida money line minus 125. They won 105-87, which worked out perfectly because I also had the over in that game. So that one worked out just fantastic. Cleveland State minus 16 was a winner. Cleveland Cavaliers plus 8.5. They said, screw your points. We're going to win outright. I got a push on the Knicks game because I got it at 216. Northern Illinois plus 105 was a loser. We got the over in the Arizona game. Kansas minus 10.5 as I said in my free pick video for, I think it was on winning free picks or picks and parlays yesterday for the Kansas game. I said this is a game that Kansas wins by 25 to 30 points. They won by 22. So I was close. And then Auburn by a lot. The over in the Nuggets game was never in doubt. Totally didn't win it by the hook in overtime. Nuggets fall, though. 117-107 in overtime. But I will say at the end of the night, I saw it with a overtime winner. There had to be an overtime loser, and those were your Kings. And then I'm happy that at the end of the day, I added UNLV money line plus 112. Ended up being a really, really good day on the site, Nick.
Hell yeah.
Were you done with everything that you were talking about, or?
Yeah, no, those were the last 2 games I had to recap, and then that was it. So
cool.
I had to the maintenance person for the open room.
Oh, fun. Head to the chat, and then we'll get rolling in the NBA.
All right, go for it. I'm punching the numbers so I can talk about the NBA here.
Yo, what's up, bros? Florida Panthers was easy money, but Winnipeg screwed me. I think Anaheim is the play today. Anaheim is one of the plays I have circled, and seeing Samsonov in net, I think so are the Leafs. We'll get into that. Or so are the Sabres. I smacked the fire out of the bookies last night in NBA, stayed off NHL. Starting with the NBA, sacrilegious. What?
Yeah, because Tim can't be here the whole show, so we are going to start with that, so we could talk over the NBA, and then when it's just me, we can talk NHL.
There you go. Go Sabres. Great job, Fernando. I was up 5,000 first 6 months, but since returning late February, been down. Gotcha. Devil season is over. Yep. Send me the link. Is that what he does? Oh, okay, you sent him the link. Okay.
What?
What
do you mean?
I think to that video. I don't know.
The Savard goal?
Stars are frauds.
I don't think the Stars are going to win the Western Conference this year. I don't think the Stars are going to go very far in the playoffs. If they get the Avalanche in the first round, they lose in 6.
Or is this a great time to buy low on them?
No. But here's the thing that actually you could take a look maybe a little bit at Dallas. They have a little bit more playoff success, but they feel like the Western Conference Leafs. And the reason I say that is they got a decent amount of top talent, and they always play down to their competition. They're a team where if they're big favorites, you want to grab puck lines against them. You want to grab draws and things along those lines because you'll get big numbers for it. Like I cashed the +2 at the Sharks last night. I cashed +2.5 with the Sharks a couple games ago. So I mean, this is a team, the Stars, that you do not want to mess with big numbers with them.
Fair enough. You'll be back. Cavs +375. Hell yeah! How about them Cavs? I was on them. Wyatt Johnson won the Stars that game.
That game, yeah, they put up a touchdown and had to go to overtime. The problem.
Hola, what's up, Markel? So Sabres first period and money line and Ducks money line.
I would like to take a look a little bit deeper at that Sabres game. Maybe it's not a Sabres money line. Maybe it's a Sabres team total over full game over type of split there. That could be what it is.
Nick, Dylan says, seriously, I'll join you guys live. I'll let Nick send the link if he wants to. Watch out for the Cavs. I think they can compete with the Nuggets. I think they could. I have the Cavs and the Nuggets in the finals. That's my finals. So, yeah. 3 more weeks until baseball. Guys, there's college baseball. What are you talking about? 3 weeks? Not 3 weeks. We got college baseball. What are we doing? Yes, baseball. Yes, baseball. Let's jump into basketball, though, Nick.
Yeah. I'm currently typing out my projections for these games. Let's get into it here. Washington Wizards and the Orlando Magic. Magic -8 total of 224 in this game. Let's get that up. All right, let's get into the line history in this spot here, where we have this game opened up at a -6.5. It is a 7 now, so we have a move towards the Magic here in this spot. Line opened up at a 226.5. It's down to a 224.5. So we've had a 2-point line movement towards the under. We've had a half-point line movement towards the Orlando Magic. Let's take a look here. This is the second half of a back-to-back for the Orlando Magic, but they played in Charlotte last night. So, yeah, 30% of the tickets and 52% of the cash is on the Wizards, and the line's gone from a 7 to a 6.5, or from a 6.5 to a 7. So we've seen a move towards the Magic in this game, despite money coming in on, despite the bigger bets coming in on the Wizards. 81% of the tickets, 74% of cash on the under. The line's moved down 2 points, so that kind of makes sense there. Taking a look at my projections for this game. Let's type this in. This is an 8. I have this game projected around a 7, so I see a slight edge towards Washington. Is it something I would like to bet? No. And I have this game actually projected for around 229 to 29.5. So see some value here with the over in this game at 224. I would lean in that direction. I got burnt from that Magic over last night. Maybe this is a Magic over spot tonight. The Magic have been, what have they done lately total wise? I feel like they've been a good under team. Which
under 6 in a row.
But unders. 6 in a row unders. All right, maybe that's enough to keep me off, but three overs in a row for the Washington Wizards, though. And this is the second half of a back-to-back, which during this under streak, the first 2 games were a back-to-back. But other than that, all the other games were with rest. So I don't know. Maybe that can lend itself to an over. I lean over the total in this game. I don't know if I'll bet it, though.
It was close to a Magic play. Of course, I don't lay 8 points on the road. I have trouble laying 8 points in general. Oh, I just realized the college baseball on here is yesterday's. These are obviously not. Anyways, it's a lean towards the Magic. They've covered in 4 straight games, and you're like, oh, do they cover spreads? 6.5, 6.5, 10.5, 8.5. So they're covering spreads, especially against bad teams, putting themselves right back up in the playoff picture for the Eastern Conference. Because I'm pulling it up. I believe they're in that 6th spot, or they're very close to it. No, they're not in the 6th spot. That's your current number 4 team in the Eastern Conference right now is the Orlando Magic. Yeah, 8-2 their last 10 games. This is an Orlando Magic team that's winning and beating the teams they're supposed to because they're winning games against Detroit. They lost to Atlanta. They beat Brooklyn, Utah, Detroit again, and Charlotte. They're winning against the teams they should have. Am I betting them here against Washington? No, because knowing me, the one time I actually lay 8 points, they'll lose outright. And I actually like this Magic team, so I'm going to stay off this game. Right now, they would be set up in a first-round matchup versus the New York Knicks, which I think they would be able to win. But it would be a lean towards the Magic. I'm not betting.
If they're fully healthy, the Knicks won't lose that series. If they have Randall and Anunoby and all of them and Brunson, if they're all available, no. This would be a series that the Knicks would win.
I don't think so.
That's a big if they're healthy.
True. Sorry, Tim F. College, but no. Bad Markel. Yo. Good day for Mr. Kryptonite. Yes, sir. I'm on Magic first half. Thank you. I take it. There you go. How about them Blackhawks?
I did not have Soderbaum only giving up 2 goals.
No? How could you not? Stacks pod today is the Spartans of Michigan State -9. Who are they against? Against Northwestern. That's a big game. I'm not going to hate on that. Are you serious? The Blackhawks won? Yes, the Blackhawks won last night. Sabres money line. Nick, Sabres?
I'm kind of thinking it. I got to take a little bit deeper of a dive into it. When we break it down, we'll get into it a little bit more, but it would definitely be Sabres or nothing, I think, especially laying that type of number with Samsonov in that.
How about the over in this game, in the Magic game? I could see it, but the Magic have been a very heavy under team. Under 6.5, under 4.5 sprinkle in the Avalanche Red Wings.
Yeah, I could see it. I wanted the Avalanche in that game, but just not at that number.
Nick, where's the link?
Oh, my bad. I was typing in numbers so I can get the games capped.
Magic is trying to get the best seeding. That is true. Under 6.5 in Ducks Sens. Fishy line makes me think the Ducks are live. If the Ducks win, though, I think it would go over. Magic should keep rolling. The Ducks. You can get under 7 at -155. I think that's a lot of move. Man, I back the freaking Blackhawks 2 times within the week, and of course they win last night. That's rough, dude. You know what?
Yeah,
this is a game that I love. This is a game that I have bet, and I actually really like this game.
Yeah. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Atlanta Hawks. We have the Hawks as 2.5-point favorites, total of 215 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history real quick. As we have the Hawks as 2-point favorites in this game. Line opened up with the Cavaliers as 1-point favorite. It's flipped from -2 to +2, or -1 to +2 for the Cavaliers. So market moving towards these Hawks, which is kind of interesting here. Line opened up at a 217. It's down to a 215.5. So we've had a move towards the under, and we've had a move towards the Cavaliers in this game. 91% of the tickets are on the under, 5,700 tickets in. And then we have 56% of the tickets and 69% of the cash is coming in on the Hawks, 49% of the tickets and 84% of the cash on the money line for the Hawks, and the line moving towards Atlanta here in the spot. Both these teams are coming in off of wins last night. Atlanta wins 116-100 against the New York Knicks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers with that big comeback win, they win 105-104 against the Boston Celtics last night. So 2 teams on back-to-backs. The markets obviously love Atlanta in this spot. My numbers love Cleveland at this plus 2.5 number, and I get it. It's probably a trap. There's probably someone out. I lean Cleveland. The markets disagree with it. I'm gonna end up staying off this spot. And as for the total, I have this game projected around, where was this one? Around 2. Wow, maybe an over in this game because I have this game projected up closer towards the 230s. So maybe an over in this game. This total seems extremely low, but maybe an over in this game for me. But I think I might actually. I think I'm going to move on that over 215 in the spot. This line's way too low.
Okay. Do you want to bring in the guy down below or?
Yeah, I don't have any fancy clips like Dave does, so we'll just bring him in like this.
Boom.
Boom.
The premiere, baby. What's up?
What's good? What's good?
Actually,
what's your thoughts here? Hawks and Cavs. Where are you looking?
I'll take the Cavs, man. Straight up, they're hot yesterday. I like the over in this game too.
All right.
Tim?
All right. I'm on the Hawks. This is just I know, and trust me, I love this Cleveland team. Personally, I have futures on them to win the NBA Finals and win the East. I'm really high on this Cleveland team. This is a horrible spot for them. They're coming off of a big win at home in Cleveland, had a big comeback win against Boston. Then they had to go get on a plane and travel to Atlanta. Just a awful spot for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're dogs in this game for a reason. Now, don't get me wrong. You got Atlanta coming off of a nice win versus a beat-up Knicks team, and then they had to travel back home. But I think this is overall just a rough spot for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got the Hawks at -2. It's got apparently it's up to a 2.5 now, so already being a nice little line movement on it. I like the Hawks in this game. It's one of my favorite plays today.
Yeah, and if you don't want to mess with the 2.5, -130, -135 is available for the money line as well. Because I could see this being very similar to last night, where it's a 1.2-point game. And I know when money lines are reasonable in basketball, I will take -125, -130 rather than laying 2 points. Because I've seen way too many times I lose the spread, but would have cashed the money line. So
that's where I would lean right now at -2.5. Wouldn't take that.
I'm taking the point. I'm taking minus points because I'm not laying -130. But that's just me.
That's
fair enough. Back to the chat, Tim.
Do it. Seems like an over spot.
Yes, agreed.
Despite 222 dropping to 215. That would make it more of an over spot, right, Nick?
Yes. Yep. Total plummeting.
But Mitchell and Mobley both out for Cleveland.
That explains why they're dogs. Right there.
There's the kicker.
Well, yeah, okay. Mobley left the arena last night on crutches, so that makes sense.
I didn't know that.
What's good, gang? We are on a heater. We're gonna smash again tonight. Plus 16.6 units last night. Shout out, Mike M. Canucks got it done. I know Nick was on the opposite side.
Yeah,
it happens. Pass. Man still leading Cavs. Hawks are terrible at home. Trust me, fading the Hawks has been very profitable this year, but not today. Pass, no betting allowed. What up, my brothers from the same mothers? Good luck today. Smash these damn books. Yesterday was nice. Bounce back after my little 5-day profit streak was broken. Hey, got to bounce back. There you go. Hockey. Hockey. Yes, hockey. They'll be going over hockey in a little bit. Allen over points. And it was always the Panthers.
Oh, Panthers is so easy yesterday.
And here's the thing is when we see fishy lines with the Panthers, I don't care anymore on betting them.
I don't.
Like we've seen so many of those times where people like in a sport like NFL or NBA where be like, man, this line just seems fishy. This line seems wrong. Then obviously you go the opposite way. And the NHL, it's not like that.
No,
and I've been trying to say that for a while. The Panthers are -120 on the road. Bet them.
I deep dived into that shit. I was trying to find a way. Why the fuck is this -120? And then I eventually was like, why am I wasting my time? I don't care. Just take it.
and here's the reason why it was -120 yesterday for the Panthers. They were on a back-to-back, but Stolarz has been fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's not like their backup goaltending is a
That
problem.
didn't mean much to me.
and the Devils were the coaching bump, the new coaching bump, the angle that a lot of people love to play. When you fire the head coach, you bet him the next game.
Not for
The
me.
Devils have more problems than just coaching. And that's what ultimately pushed me. I bet the Panthers about 2 hours before puck drop. Like I was going back and forth on that game. Originally, I was like, all right, the new coaching bump will just keep me off the Panthers and not bet the Devils, but I ended up betting the Panthers. So
yeah, it dropped. It was minus 125, and it went to minus 120 before the game. And I was like, yo, what the fuck are we doing here? We have to smash this.
Yeah, and it makes me feel really good having Panthers futures in my back pocket right now. I got them 4-1 to win the East, 10-1 to win the Cup. So, and I wish I bet them earlier in the season when I said they were going to be the best team in hockey about like 3 months ago. So this has been the Panthers have been the best read I've had all hockey season. But we're not talking about the Panthers today. We only have we have the LA Clippers now. They're traveling to Houston to take on the Rockets. 7-point favorites are these LA Clippers. Total 223 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where click. Nope.
Click.
There we go. Yeah. Line open up at a 7. It's down to a 6.5. So we've had a half-point line movement towards the Houston Rockets. Line opened up at a 225. It's down to a 223. So we've had a 2-point line movement towards the under here as well. We have 69% nice of the tickets are on the under. No cash flow, 5,200 tickets in. And then we have 42% of the tickets and 58% of the cash is on the Clippers in this game, with the lines moved to half point towards the Houston Rockets. My projected number is actually around a 2.5 for this game. So I'm seeing some nice value here with the Rockets in this spot. And usually the Rockets are a team I bet when they're at Toyota Center here in Houston, Texas, where this game will be taking place. However, we do have 8 straight wins for the LA Clippers against these Houston Rockets, but the Rockets have been a really, really strong home team. They are coming in off of a back-to-back, so maybe this is why the line is the way it is. And the Clippers do have a day off. Did have a day off in between, but this is also the third game in 4 days, where the first 2 games of this 3 out of 4 day thing were Minnesota, Milwaukee for the LA Clippers before they head here to Houston. And do they have? And this is the last game of this little 3-game road trip for the Clippers. This could easily be a spot where they overlook the Rockets here in this one. The line's moving towards the Rockets in this spot. We're seeing some 6.5s pop up. I can still get a 7 here on Bovada. It's a minus 115. I'm going to move on Houston in this game here at +7 and +220 for this game here. Houston's just been a moneymaker for me at home this year. And I see line value with them here. The market's moving towards them, and I feel like everything correlates for me here in this spot. So I'm going to take a little bit of Houston Rockets here, who are 21-10 at home compared to 4-26 on the road. So I'm going to be on the Houston Rockets here in this one, +7, +220. Tim, your thoughts here? Rockets, Clippers.
I'm not going to touch the side, although I kind of agree with you. It is a lean towards the Rockets at home getting plus money. The only reason why I won't go after is they're on a second leg of a back-to-back. Granted, they are coming off of a win versus San Antonio. What I will be taking in this game is the under. This is a Rockets team that's gone under in 5 out of their last 6 games. Their one game they didn't go under was a push. And I could see them playing a little bit better or a little bit less offense tonight, kind of a slower paced game, especially on a second leg of a back-to-back. And you know the Clippers have no problem playing slow games, considering that they've gone under in 5 out of their last 6 games, where the only game they went over was because they scored 140 points. It's easy to do that against Washington, though. So that's the only game that they've gone over as of recently. I see this one as a lower scoring game. First one to 105 points wins this one. Give me the under between the Clippers and the Rockets today, Nick.
All right. Dialine, where are you looking here?
If I did anything, I'd have to go with you on the Rockets +6.5. I mean, the Clippers have won the last 5 games versus them, and I just don't know if they're going to continue this. And I don't like any of that. I don't much like the Clippers either.
I do think the Clippers are going to be a little bit of an overvalued commodity, and they kind of have been. But I think that this is good. This is going to be a good team to bet against ATS wise because of the hype that this team is getting now.
Well,
Yeah,
they went on a very nice run. So, and they got themselves up to, they're currently 4th in the West and 3 games behind for first place. And they're kind of, now it's kind of the 1, 2, 3 in the West, and then the Clippers, and then the 4, 5 to everybody. So, they're kind of in no man's land at the moment, but they definitely have an opportunity to move up still.
Who would they play in the first round?
They would get the Pelicanos.
Ooh.
That would be an interesting matchup.
I think the Pelicans would win that series.
I kind of think so too.
I need the Clips first half and -10 for full game. Thank you. I mean, if you're going to take the Clippers, might as well take alternative stuff with them. Morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Last 5 meetings, the Clippers have beat the Rockets. Keep in mind, that was a bad Rockets team.
Oh, yeah, it was.
The past couple of years have been a bad Rockets team. This one's actually, not awful, not as bad as they were the past couple of years, which says a lot because they're 7 games under.
Like, to his point, I like to fade those lines when it's like, look, they won 5 times in a row, 10 times in a row. They're going to do it again. I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's kind of tricky with that. Yeah, Nick, your 2.5 projection is crazy.
Yeah, but Houston has a really nice home court advantage, so that's what plays into it a little bit there.
The word last night was comeback in the NHL. Crazy stuff.
The Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian all over the card. Sabres Day. Sabres money line in the over. Now, I will say one thing that does concern me was what was the last thing we saw when the Sabres played the Leafs? 9-3. That's my big concern. But you never know that the Sabres are playing better now.
And Toronto's coming in off of that bad game against the Bruins in their last one too, which is concerning.
Clips -6.5. Avalanche puck line and over in the Sens game.
Yeah, I can see. I wanted the Avalanche today, but when I saw the price, it kind of made me take a step back.
Yeah.
Clips lost last night. Did they? Who did they play last night?
2 nights ago.
They lost 2 nights ago because I had Milwaukee. Ducks money line. Good luck.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone. What's up, fellas? What's up, Razor?
What up, Razor?
Yeah, 2 days ago. Gotcha. Seagun is definitely not having 45 tonight. And then we got a bunch of plays from Untouchable. North Texas, I almost bet him. Davidson, didn't bet that game. Javier, did not bet that game. South Carolina, we're on good old Rocky Top. Razor. And then one of those cards we'll be looking at tomorrow's boards on my lunch break. Blah. I got you. Y'all like the Sens, Ducks Sens over, Nick?
Let me take a look at my projections real quick.
Okay.
I know I like the Ducks in that game, but actually I have that game projected around a 6, so actually it'd be slightly towards the under.
There you go. Let's keep rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have. Let me. Looks like that's not a play for me anymore. But yeah, we have the Philadelphia 76ers 6-point favorites against the Memphis Grizzlies. Total of 211.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. It opened up at a 5.5. It's up to a 6 now. So we've had to move towards the Sixers in this spot. Line opened up at a 207.5. And unlike a lot of these games lately where the total has been plummeting, this total has skyrocketed up 4 points to 211.5. So we've had a big move towards the over in this game, and we've had a slight move towards the Grizzlies in this one here. Let's take a look at the cash flow where we have starting 87% of the tickets are on the Sixers, and the line's moving slightly towards the Grizzlies. And then we had 36% of the tickets and 73% of the cash is on the under, and the line's gone up. But I wonder how much of that money is coming in on the under at 211.5 rather than the 207 it opened up at. So something to look at there. My projections for this game here, I have load. There we go. I have the Sixers projected around 8-point favorites in this game, so I have a slight lean towards Philly in this spot. I'm probably not going to move on that though. And I have this game actually projected in the 220s. So I think this line move is going up is the right thing. And we cashed the over with Philly last night. I'm going to go back to it today. I'm going to take this game over the total at 212 now, as this one keeps moving up. I like this spot here for an over. I think this line's too low.
I don't hate the over. Sorry, what's up?
Either one you go. Either one of you go.
I'll say I'm going to pass on this one. I don't hate the over in this game, even though it's gone up 2 points. The only thing is Memphis is really having a tough time scoring these days. 106, 192, 101, 86, 95. This team is having a little bit of problems scoring since the All-Star break. And their defense has actually gotten a little bit better, as crazy as that sounds. On the opposite side, Philly has been a under team since losing Embiid, because it's not really to think of, because when you're losing about 40 free throws a game, it's going to happen like that. So you start seeing both teams scoring a lot less as of late. So the total kind of makes sense to me. Now the 209 probably was a little bit too low. It makes sense that it went up to 211. And then, so I'm going to pass on the total. I'm not touching a side, though. It would be a lean towards Memphis, but I'm not messing with them on the road. So, complete pass for me.
Dylan, where are you looking?
Yeah, I mean, I like Memphis a lot. They've been good, but you got to judge them case to case. I don't think this is the spot with the Sixers. I found a 5.5. I would take that with the Sixers. And then, I like the over there, too. I would take that. I just think the Grizzlies, they came to play, man. They don't fuck around.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get 100 points, though. If you could find a team total under, I would take that on the Grizzlies, too. I mean,
Could be an interesting look like Philly here. Yeah, I would look more towards a Philly team total if I'm looking at a team total in this game. Over.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'd have to take that one, too. Ducks in the under.
Yeah, it's 6.5. I lean under.
Gibson holds the sense. 2 goals, hopefully, maybe less.
Yeah.
And something tells me Grizzlies.
Sixers are on a back-to-back, so, I mean.
Who wants the battle of mid, though?
Yeah, we have this one's fun. The Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz. The Bulls are road favorites in this game, total of 223.5. This one, I was surprised to see the Bulls favored in this spot. Now, the line opened up at a 2. It's up to a 3.5, so we have had a move towards the Chicago Bulls in this spot. And the line opened up at a 225.5. It's down to a 223.5, so we've had a move towards the under here in this game as well. We have 88% of the tickets are on the Bulls, but only 36% of the cash. So the public liking Chicago in this spot. 84% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the money line for them as well. And then 64% of the tickets are on the under, which 6,300 tickets in. It explains why the line's moving down the way it is. I have the wrong team favorite in this spot. I have the Jazz as a 1.5 point favorite in this game. And I have interest in the Jazz here at the 3.5 number. And as for the total in this one here, I have this game projected around 231.5. So this is another game where I project it to be a higher scoring game, which actually will lead to me exactly what I played the other night with the last Jazz game. We're going to take the Jazz team total over, full game over. And that's the way we're going to approach this game, because I see value on the over. I see value on the Jazz. So we're going to move on both these here. Team total over 109.5 for the Utah Jazz at minus 120, and the full game over 223.5 at minus 110.
Yeah, this is the 1-900 gambler game of the day for me. Battle of two really mid teams. You got a Jazz team that's probably not going to make the playoffs. They're now 5 games back of both the Lakers and the they're 5.5 back of the Lakers, 5 back of Golden State. So not really a good spot for them anymore, where they were once up in the picture. On the opposite side, you do get the Bulls, who are currently sitting in the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. It just shows how bad the Eastern Conference is that the Bulls are currently in a playoff spot. By the way, all the top 10 teams for the West are over 500. Cannot say that with the East. So I like this one. I'm not touching the Bulls at minus money on the road. It would be a lean towards the Jazz or nothing for me, and it's going to end up being nothing. So complete pass for me. Jazz money line.
Yeah, I lean that way.
That's kind of my capping. They came around and they came to play. They don't fuck around. Markkanen is out. That could explain a little bit because I remember the Jazz were definitely less than optimal without Markkanen. So that would be a little bit of a concern for me. And then a pass from Markel. I will say I believe this is the last game I have interest in for the NBA today, Nick.
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks and Golden State Warriors, with the Warriors 4-point favorites in this game. They've kind of turned it around a little bit here with a total of 227 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here where we have Golden State. They opened up at 2.5. It's up to a 4. So we've had a move towards the Golden State Warriors in this game. And the line opened up at a 229. It's down to a 227.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. 69% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the Warriors, which explains the line from 2.5 to 4. 83% of tickets, 87% of the cash is on the over, which explains, which I think actually this game has moved towards the under, right? Yeah, the line's moved towards the under, even though public all over the over in this spot here. So maybe this is a game where I pump the brakes on a total because, wow, my numbers project this game up in the 240s. I would like to move on this over.
No Giannis. No
Giannis makes a lot of sense. And never mind. So this is an easy pass for me in this game. Maybe that explains value on the under or value on the over. My bad. But with all the money coming in on the over and the line moving down, I'm going to stay off this one. I don't want to go against the market that much.
Let me look. Yeah, actually, Giannis is questionable tonight. Middleton is out for the Bucks. Everybody's pretty much good on the Warriors side. I am on the Bucks tonight. I grabbed them plus the 4. This is a Bucks team that is bet on right now. Because you look at since the All-Star break, they are 6-0 and 6-0 against the spread. So this is a team that's been winning and covering as of late, and a team that I definitely want to keep going and backing right now. And I'm not super high on the Golden State Warriors. I think the dynasty is over, and I think it shows tonight when Milwaukee goes in there, even without Giannis. Even if they're without Giannis, with or without him, I think that the Bucks win this game outright. But I'm going to take the plus 4 for this game, Nick.
Fair. Dial on. Welcome back. What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing. I mean, I heard what you guys were saying. I got 97% of the bets on Golden State Warriors. That automatically I've got to go the other way. And like
the
Tim
markets
said,
have reacted correctly, though. They've moved it from a 2.5 to a 4, so it makes sense the way the markets have moved compared to what the money is coming in on that game.
Okay. I just don't like people being all over Golden State, and I also don't like that, Giannis is out and that's it. I mean, I've seen it plenty of times before. They can win without him.
They did that last game. It wasn't that, Tim. Wasn't it Milwaukee like 5.5-point favorites last game? He got ruled out. They were 3-point dogs and still won outright.
They still covered my 5. They
were losing, and I took him at plus 375 live. It was a great day.
Yeah, it was fantastic. They came back and they covered my spread for me. So, I'm using that money and I'm going after them. So, Seth for 230. All right. Take the Bucks on the money line after losing by the Warriors did just lose by 50 last game.
Yeah, that's keeping me off this game as well.
That's a good point, Markel.
But that was okay. But that was without Curry.
And an embarrassment is still an embarrassment.
True. I'm still on the Bucks tonight. I didn't realize that, but I'm still on the Bucks. I already bet it. Can't take it back now. I know one game I won't be betting, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you make a move on this game other than maybe the total. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder as 13.5-point road favorites in this game, total of 224 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where OKC opened up as a 12.5-point road favorite, and the betting market said that's not enough. And it got bet up from a 12.5 to a 13 to a 13.5 because the Blazers are that much ass. Line opened up at a 224.5. It's down to a 224. So we've had a half-point line movement towards the under, and we've had a point line movement towards the massive road chalk. 98% of the tickets, 99% of the cash is on that massive road chalk, and the lines moved in that direction. 98% of the tickets are on the money line as well, but that's mostly parlays. 50-50 split on the total for tickets, no cash flow in this game here. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's value on a 13.5-point road favorite because there isn't. I have this game projected around a 9. Am I looking to make a move on the Blazers, though? Not really. Maybe this is a spot where if this market's moving the way it is and all this money is coming in on the Thunder and there's been no resistance the other way, maybe I just sit around, twiddle my thumbs, and wait for this to hit 14.5, 15 and grab 15 points with the Blazers pregame. About an hour before tip-off, something along those lines. I think this is a spot where if you like the Blazers, you are in no rush to bet this game at all.
Yeah.
If you like the Thunder, bet it now. Bet it now. I also lean over the total in this game. I have it projected for a 229. But is this a game I'm going to get involved with? No.
But Nick, you missed it. It's the sports betting is too easy play of the day, and we're taking the Oklahoma City Thunder money line minus 1,000. No, I'm joking.
Only minus 1,000? Oh, that's a steal, man.
Oh, sorry. Not 950 on Bovada. No, I'm joking. This one's a complete pass. I want nothing to do with Portland.
Boys, I found a minus 900. I got 50 points more. Let's go.
Oh, hell yeah. There we go.
And I'm never laying 13.5 on the road. I'm never laying 13.5 in the NBA in general. So this one's a complete stay away.
I've laid it with a home team. Like I think I laid it with the Celtics against the Wizards or something like that, or the Pistons, and they smashed by like 30 points that game. It was rather easy, but I'm not laying that on the road with the team. I won't lay that on the road with the team.
I won't lay that. Period. I don't lay double digits in general in the NBA. So.
Yeah, this one's an absolute pass for me.
Cool. No Curry. Curry was in? Oh, whoops. OKC minus 10 first half. You have fun with that. Blazers money line sprinkle. Oklahoma City has laid duds on the road before. I mean, I will say I'm super high on this Thunder team. Does anybody else have 80-1 for the Thunder to win the finals from preseason? Is it just me? All right, just me that has 80-1 for them to win. All right, cool. I
don't think they win.
Under money line and the under, you'll get plus 104. You have fun with that. Let's go to the final game, Nick, of the NBA, and then I have to peace out after this.
Yeah, you have to abandon us, but it's fine.
Yes.
I found somebody else with heart and commitment. We have the LA Lakers, 2.5-point favorites here at home. Total of 239 in this game against these Sacramento Kings. This line opened up with the Lakers as 3-point favorites. It's now down to a 2. So we've had a move towards Sacramento. Line opened up at a 240. It's down to a 238.5. So we've had a slight move towards the under here as well. We have 62% of the tickets, 60% of the cash is on the Kings. It explains the line movement towards the LA Kings here. 67% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on the under in this game, which explains the line movement towards the under. I have this game projected Lakers minus 2. I think this line's correct at this 2 number. And for the total here in this one, I have this one projected around 240, 241. So I see a slight lean towards the over in this game here. But I'm not going to be playing that here. It's a pretty simple stay off spot. I would lean Lakers and over, but no play here.
I was kind of looking Kings. Kings are coming off of a ugly blown lead late against the Bulls. The Lakers are actually starting to play better basketball. As crazy as that sounds, they've won 3 out of their last 4 and 4 out of their last 6. They're starting to kind of build up their way into the standings. They're 9.5 games back for first place. They're currently in the 9 spot, so they're currently in a playoff spot at the moment. We'll see how that one. Oh, they'll make the play-ins. And watch the play-ins, Nick, are going to include Luka and the Mavericks. They'll include KD and the Suns, LeBron and the Lakers, Curry and the Warriors. And those are the play-in games, which is just beautiful to see. That some of them won't even be making the playoffs. Beautiful. But I would lean towards the Kings in this game, trying to boost up themselves into more of a playoff race as well. They're the 6th spot or 7th spot right now, so they're on the cusp of that. But I'm going to lean Kings, but I'm going to pass.
What I'm hearing is go ahead and grab your Lakers to win the NBA Finals futures. Got it.
No.
Ilon, what are you thinking here?
I think I got to take the Lakers in the first half here. Just looking at their stats, they're really good in the first half at home. Last 10, 8-2 against the Sacramento Kings away, 5-5. So I'm going to go with the Lakers first half. So I think they suck in the third and fourth quarter.
They definitely could, especially they played 2 nights ago, so they're not on a back-to-back, but no, I could definitely see that. Back to the chat. ECU plus 13.5. Can we stop betting ECU basketball? We suck at basketball. No ECU basketball. But I'll let you guys go into some hockey. I'll say with this game, go Sabres. But I gotta head out. I got stuff I have to do. So good luck today in the NBA. Good luck in the NHL. And Dylon, good seeing you on here. So
hell yeah, enjoyed it. Have a good day, buddy.
See you.
All right, let me put there we go. Let me put it back here. We'll start it off here. The Buffalo Sabres are in Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs. We have the Maple Leafs as minus 180 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this spot. Let me switch over my line history away from the National Blowout Association and into the real sport here in the NHL.
The real sports.
The real sport where we can hit in this sport. So let's take a look here. Where we had the Maple Leafs, they opened up as a minus 182. It is now a minus 179. And then we have the Sabres the total opened up at a minus 101 for the over 6.5. It's now a minus 111 for over 6.5 here. I'm projecting Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen against Ilya Samsonov, which I have to switch my projected goaltender because I saw on Twitter they posted that he's the probable goaltender now, Samsonov. I originally had Wool as the projected goaltender for this game. And with Samsonov in net, I want the Sabres in this spot. I would like Buffalo in this game. Now, am I thrilled about fading the Maple Leafs after a loss against Boston? No, I'm not thrilled about it. But on the flip side, Buffalo did not have a very good game in their last game either. They played the Winnipeg Jets. That was the second half of a back-to-back, and they lost 5-2. A little bit juicy on this team total is one thing I've noticed here. Minus 145, but it is a 2.5. I love the 2.5 number for this game here. And plus 155 for the Buffalo Sabres money line in this spot. We've seen Buffalo be able to play well against Toronto, and especially in Toronto. This is also another one of those cliche type of spots where you bet against the Maple Leafs. They're at home midweek as a decent-sized favorite. Buffalo's won 3 in a row and 6 of the last 8 meetings against these Toronto Maple Leafs, and they've all been relatively high-scoring games. 9-3, 6-4, 4-3, 6-3, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-1, 5-4, 5-2. So the winning team has had at least 5 goals in 9 of the last 10 matchups between these two teams. 2.5 at minus 145. I'll take a shot with the Sabres team total. Getting a 2.5 at less than minus 150 to fade Samsonov that way. I'll take a shot with that. And I'll also be on the Buffalo Sabres at plus 155 in this game as well. If this was Joseph Woll, I probably would have been staying off this spot. But with Samsonov, I would like to continue to fade Samsonov here. So I'll be on the Buffalo Sabres in the spot at plus 155 and the team total over 2.5.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I could be talked into fading the Leafs. They definitely have the better goalie today, like you were saying. I was looking at the matchups there. And, just way better 9.14 or 9.914, I should say, for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. And Ilya Samsonov at 0.883 and averaging 3.2 goals against. So, I mean, I think it's a dog or pass situation here.
Especially the way that the Buffalo Sabres play the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's one of those games where this is probably those games that the Buffalo Sabres can win 4 games a year And if they beat the Maple Leafs all 4 games that year, it's a successful season type of thing. It's like, yeah, we had a really bad year, but we beat the Maple Leafs, so we're good there. No, this is the team that the Buffalo Sabres always get up to play against, and they cash pretty nice dog prices against this Toronto Maple Leafs team. And I have no problem taking big numbers to fade the Maple Leafs there. So
they're 7-3 in the last 10 matchups versus the Leafs.
Yeah, they've been good. Fernando leaning the over 6.5 for Robert. Yeah. And the Sabres plus 1.5. I can definitely see it there. Marlins / Nats under 9 for a little spring training baseball. Good luck. I'm not really messing around with spring training baseball. I did it the first 2 days, and that's about it. Everybody on the Sabres money line, kind of stay off this game. Yeah. What do you think about Sabres team total over and Ducks money line? I am looking towards the Anaheim Ducks. We will be getting into that in a couple minutes here. I am looking towards Anaheim in that game at that number. And Sabres team total over, yeah. Basically, the way I'm playing this is as long as the Sabres score 3 goals, the worst I can do is break even. So I do like the Sabres team total over there as well. And then Matthews over 1.5 points and Marner over 1.5 points. Parleys plus 359. I could see it. Yeah. Sabres did win 9-3 last game. Yeah. And if they win and if they lose 9-3 this game, I'll just break even. So
hell yeah.
We'll move on. This is a game I wanted to bet. However, the price was too expensive for me. We had the Colorado Avalanche and the Detroit Red Wings. We have the Avalanche here are minus 195 favorites with a total of 6.5. This line opened up at a 190. It's up to a 195. So we have a move towards the Avalanche in this game. Line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 108. It is a 6.5 at minus 120. So, or minus 112. So we've had a slight move towards the over, and we've had a slight move towards the Avalanche in this game. Oh, and I forgot to switch over for the cash flow here. Not that cash flow really matters in the NHL. But with that being said, last game it was 64% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the Maple Leafs, and the line's moving towards the Sabres. And then 64% of the tickets, 72% of the cash on the under. Line moving towards the over in that game. For this one, we have 11% of the tickets and 91% of the cash coming in on the Detroit Red Wings. But on the flip side, 80% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the puck line for the Avalanche. This is why I don't really like looking at betting splits when it comes to hockey, because if it's a big favorite like this, the sharp money's on the dog money line, the sharp money's on the favorite puck line. That's just the way it is, because a lot of sharp bettors do not bet minus 195s, and they don't really take the plus 1.5s at minus 150. So so you got to take those betting splits. The only thing I really care about sometimes is the betting splits with the totals, which 40% of the tickets, 83% of the cash on the over, and the line's moving towards this over here as well. I wanted the Colorado Avalanche minus 1 in this game. I was hoping this game would be around minus 150, minus 160. Seeing minus 200 is enough to keep me off the game. At 6.5, I would lean under the total in this game. I would lean under the 6.5 in this for this spot. I have Alex Lyon and Alexander Georgiev projected for this game. I see negative regression coming from these Detroit Red Wings. When you look at their advanced analytics, they've actually not been very good as of late, and we should expect them to start losing games. And I think there's value in fading the Red Wings going forward. And I think there's value in finding spots. Let's see, NHL season team props. I want to see what this number is. Plus 230. Not enough bang for my buck, but plus 230 for the Detroit Red Wings to miss the playoffs, I think has some value to it. And I would lean in that direction towards maybe making a move like that, because I see the Red Wings falling off a little bit here. Their advanced numbers suggest they're overachieving at the moment, and I look for them to slow down a little bit. I wanted the Avalanche in this spot, but at the end of the day, I couldn't move on it because it's just too expensive for me. So no play for me in this game. I lean under 6.5, maybe a little Red Wings team total under, but no play here.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tight game, but like you said, there's a really good goalie matchup here too. So I'm kind of leaning towards the under if everybody else is screaming the over in this game. But Detroit, though, they're good on the road and at home. They do hit their team total overs. They're actually at the top for both. One of the only teams that hits both at home and away their team totals. So, I mean, I want to get there, But then when you go look at them head to head, I mean, Avalanche absolutely has their number, winning 12 of the last 15 games, Nick. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I had to do anything, I couldn't pick a side. I want to take the Red Wings at plus money. But I think the under is the play here with a good goalie matchup, especially since Colorado just had a big game. Was that their last game? They 5-0 shutout over the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Justus Annunen shut out the Blackhawks 2 of the last 3 games. Their other game sandwich in between that was that 5-1 loss against Nashville. But yeah, when you look at Detroit's numbers, their advanced numbers are just not very good. Where their advanced numbers are better is on the power play. So they kind of remind me a little bit of the New York Rangers, where 5-on-5 they're not a good team, the Red Wings. But if you stay out of the box, you beat the Red Wings. It's just the same thing as the Rangers. If you stay out of the box, you beat the Rangers. Because both those teams struggle 5-on-5, but defensively, but on the power play, they have the opportunity to be some of the best power plays in the league. So, yeah. I'll head back to the chat, and then we'll head into the final game of the card there. Red Wings plus 1.5. Yeah. Over 6.5. Red Wings money line. I wanted the Avalanche in this game. Red Wings are back. They're a playoff team. I don't know. Yes, they're in a playoff spot right now, but I can easily see now. I think if any team would be bounced out of the playoffs right now that's currently in a spot in the Eastern Conference, it is the Philadelphia Flyers. It wouldn't be the Red Wings, but you never know. Avs puck line should be a nice short-term revenge from last matchup. Yeah, absolutely. But we'll move into the final game of the card here, a game that I'm kind of looking at a little bit here. The Red Wings, no, not the Red Wings. That was last game. The Senators and the Ducks. We have this line opened up at a 160. It's up to a 166. So we've had a movement towards the Ottawa Senators in this game. Total opened up at a 125 for the over 6.5. It's a minus 127 now. So we've had a move towards the over in this game as well. We have 68% of the tickets and 90% of the cash is on the over. The lines move slightly towards this over. 78% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the Senators, and the lines move towards the Senators, which you would expect with that much tickets and that much money coming in on Ottawa in this game. We have Ottawa coming in kind of struggling. They've lost 4 in a row, and they're laying minus 160 on the road here, so immediately I'm not interested in them. This is their second game of a road trip. They started their road trip in Philadelphia before going out to Anaheim, and I believe they'll be going through the California road trip here, where they'll be playing LA and then San Jose before heading back to play Pittsburgh, then hitting the road again to play the Blue Jackets and the Islanders. So a little bit of wow, their schedule sucks. Holy crap. I'm looking at their schedule coming up. Not the teams they play, but their travel. Because Ottawa started their road trip in Philadelphia. So they traveled. They were at home against Arizona. They traveled on a back-to-back to play Philadelphia in Philadelphia. They now travel to Anaheim. They will travel to LA, to San Jose, go back to Ottawa, and then the next game go to Columbus, go to the Islanders, go back to Ottawa, go to Boston, go back to Ottawa, go to New Jersey, go to back to Ottawa to play Edmonton, go to Buffalo, go to Chicago, go to Minnesota, go to Winnipeg, go to Minnesota before they finally get 2 games where they don't have to travel in between, where they go back home to play the Panthers and then they stay home to play the Devils. They will be traveling to their next game for the next 29 days. They will not have a game where they don't have to travel for almost a month, which is insane. And we saw what happened when this type of schedule happened earlier a couple weeks ago. The Dallas Stars had this very similar schedule, and they were losing. I think they lost 8 out of 9 games, or 8 out of 10 games, or something along those lines. This is a rough schedule coming up for the Senators. I'm interested in the Ducks in this spot. I think this line is too wide, and I will be moving on the plus 147 for Anaheim in this game. So I like 2 dogs today, the Ducks and the Sabres. And I think the Senators are going to be bet against going forward. And we had a nice little ride with them when they had their little spark. I think that's over though, and this is where they start to mail it in. I mean, they lost to Philly, they lost to Arizona, which snapped their 14-game losing streak. Lost to Nashville, lost to Washington. This team has been struggling as of late. So I'm going to be on the Ducks here. I think this line's entirely too wide, and I think the Ottawa Senators will be a good bet against going forward.
Yeah, I don't really like the Senators myself. They're just, I don't know, boring team when you watch them. I just really don't think that they're going to play well. And the Ducks, I mean, say what you want about them, but they do play aggressive fucking hockey. And they'll push these guys around a little bit, I think. So the Ducks at home, I think, is a good bet, plus 135. Then I'm going to be looking at a goal scorer in this game, Frank the Tank Vetrano for a goal at plus 165. That's where I'm going with it.
I don't hate that move at all when it comes to goal scorers, because he's been one of the only Anaheim Ducks that have really been doing too much offensively. If you're looking at if you're looking at props as of late, not really. Frank Vetrano has 3 goals, as you mentioned, but really there's not been too much. If you're looking for a little bit of depth, maybe a depth shot, Isaac Lundestrom has scored 2 goals in the last 5 games. He's on the third line. He doesn't have that much appeal to me. A lot of zeros when it comes to these goals. And they're going to also be without Zegers for a while. Adam Henrique has 2 goals and 4 assists in his last 5 games. So
I look at Henry.
He's the only other one really contributing. Henrique maybe, but I would look more towards an under in this game, but I don't trust the Ottawa Senators for an under. So I'm going to be on the Ducks in this game. I got him plus 147. But head back to the chat one more time, and then we'll recap and head on out.
Sounds good.
Troy Terry, 2 points. McTavish, 2 points, Parlay. McTavish, that's an interesting one. I think McTavish has a lot of upside. Just needs decent players around him. The Sens are, they're bad on the road. The Senators are not a good hockey team.
They're not.
And we made a little bit of money betting on them, but they're last place in the Atlantic for a reason. So, but that is the entire card for today. We'll quickly recap, and then we will head on out. What are you looking at for today?
So far locked in, I'm going to take the Ducks and that Frank Vetrano goal. On basketball, I don't know if I'm going to make a final decision just now. It's still early in the day. They don't pop off for a long time. Going to do a little bit more research on a lot of those games. The Lakers first half, that's one that I like. And that's really it so far that I have locked in.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm on the Rockets. I got them plus 7, plus 220. I got over 215, Cleveland, Atlanta, over 212, Memphis, Philly. And then I got the Jazz over 109.5 team total and over 223.5. Full game for that one. Rocking with the Sabres plus 155 and team total over 2.5 minus 145. And then the Anaheim Ducks at plus 147 to round out the card. Let the people know where they can find you before we head on out here.
Well, you can find us on Who Bangin' Sports. We do the live sweat on Tuesdays, and then the Fight Lounge. We are running that on Thursday for a big UFC 299 card. And let me tell you, I've got a lot of shit planned for this one. Hopefully, we want to win, right? But I do have a lot of fucking angles that I really, really like on this card. So make sure you tune into that show.
Give us a little sneak peek. What's one play for UFC? Give the people one play you like.
I did give it out yesterday on the live sweat, so I can give that one out here too.
Yep,
it's a 3-leg parlay plus 440. It's Dustin Poirier, Sean O'Malley, and Kyler Phillips. The plus 440 parlay. $25 gets you paid $100. So that's where the money is there. Oh, here, how about another one? Special one for ESB. Robelis to Spain by KO. It's going to be juicy as fuck, but this man is getting it. He's minus 300 on the money line. I don't know what the KO prop is, but even KO round 1, I think that's very feasible. He's got a record-breaking reach, Nick. 87 inches, 7'3" on his wingspan. Broke new records. He's a 6'7" himself. Big Cuban boy, so I think he comes out here and smashes.
There you go. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. And we're going to catch you guys same time, same place, another edition of the ESP Show. Good luck, guys.